Hi everybody. Sorry I can't be there today, but we're gonna keep on going ahead with learning web design, and I've recorded a lesson here for you guys. Hopefully you have finished your document you're supposed to create in Notepad++. This is mine. So remember, you have to have a title, two paragraphs, a list of three things that you like, a list of three things you don't like. Find a picture. It's not going to be inside of here yet, but you can just have it ready to go, and a link to something you want to link to. If you haven't done that yet, then please go do that first. Pause the video and go back. Do it yourself. Don't forget, you want to save the file as, let's zoom in here. Save the file as a .html file. So here's my file name, Pelletier.html. I don't really care what you name this part of the file, but the extension, the dot part should be .html if you want to see everything work properly. Okay, so here's our great website. This is just a there's no HTML in here yet. There's no code in here yet. It's just the content of the website. And if we were to view this in a browser, then we'll see that it doesn't look very good. There's actually two ways to view this. This is in Notepad++. This is looking at the code. There's no code yet, but this is how we would see the code. And if we view this file in a web browser, then we will see it rendered as a web page. So to do that, you can go to the Run menu, and you can choose any browser that's installed on your computer. I have lots of them. You guys will just have, Chrome and IE, but let's launch in Chrome and see what it looks like. Here we go. Check out our beautiful website. What? It fell apart. It's all squished and was like it just all fell apart. What's going on? It's terrible. So what happens in a web design is that if you don't have any kind of authorized structure built into here, then it ignores any kind of formatting that you include inside of your document. So, for example, I can press enter as many times as I want to, and I save that. If I refresh over here, nope, sorry, it still doesn't change. There's still no space there. So you have to type in what are called tags in order to affect sort of the layout and structure of your website. So I'll show you an example of a tag. So I'm going to increase the size here. I'm concerned that that this will be too small when you view this on the video. Let's try and make this bigger. Okay, now we're talking. Okay, here we go. So the first tag I'm going to show you will make what's called a header or a title. Like, it'll make a block of text bigger and bolder so that you can see it better. So the type of thing that would be at the top of a website. So here's what a tag looks like. We're going to use a tag called H1, which stands for header 1. And what you do is you type in an angle bracket. It's the same thing as like the less than and greater than signs. There's shift comma and shift period on your keyboard. And this is the one I'm going to choose. H1. This is a tag. So this is what's called an open tag, and it starts on one side of the text, and then you put the corresponding close tag on the back. So I'm going to put in /H1. So two things about tags. So first of all, the open tag you give the name, so you specify, hey, what kind of tag is this? This is an H1 tag. That's why you type it in here. And then that sort of begins some formatting, right? It's like, hey, we're going to start having a title here is what this implies. And then you put in a /H1 at the end of the text that you want to turn into a title. And everything between the open and closed tags will become a title in the web browser. And if I go back to the browser and we refresh this, you will see nothing. Oh, hey, that's a really good lesson. Why don't I see anything? Well, before anything happens, you have to save your document. Any changes that you've made won't show up until you save it. Pro tip here: if you look at your little tab here that shows you what file you're working in, if this little disk icon is red, then you haven't saved it yet. So I'm gonna go ahead and press Control S to save. You can also press these buttons if you wanted to. It turns blue. You got sweet. Oh, it is working now. So I will go back to the web page and refresh, and there it is. Look, it's bigger than ever before. So there we go. We have a title now. It's separate from the other bits of information, and we have some structure starting to evolve here. So that's great. So a couple things about Notepad++. Notice that when you click on the open tag, it highlights the close tag, and vice versa. If you click on close, it highlights the open. That's really handy. Also notice that it's colored in blue. So Notepad++, formats things inside of this, inside of the text itself, so that you can distinguish what is a tag and what is content. And that's very helpful when you're programming, especially when you get into really big websites with a lot of code. So we'll take a look at some other tags as well. Hey, here's a paragraph. It doesn't look like a paragraph when we're inside of our website. So let's make this a paragraph. We got the P tag. That's right, P for paragraph. So I'll start my paragraph here with the open tag, and I'll end it with the close tag. And then I'll start another paragraph here with an open P tag, and I'll end it here with a closed P tag. I'll save it, right? Because you got to save it before it does anything. And then refresh. Oh, there's 2 paragraphs, and that's going well so far. I would like the next thing to be also a header. I like to have a bit of a title, like 3 things you like. As a title, but I don't want it to be as big as my main title. I want it to be a little bit smaller. So it turns out, it's called H1 because there's multiple numbers you can choose. So you can choose anything from H1 to H6, and I'm going to choose, H3. I think would be cool. Then I'll close my tag. Oops, close H3, and that's going to be now sort of like a subtitle. It's not as big as the previous one, but it stands out compared to everything else. So that's cool. I think I'll just enlarge this just to make sure everyone can see what's going on. I'm not sure how this is going to turn out in the video. But yeah, hey, if you haven't been able to see anything so far, here's how it's been going. Yikes. Okay, here we go. Next thing. Oh, lists. So lists are surprisingly a little bit more complicated. This is a good thing, though. We want to actually get into some of the more complicated tags. I'm just going to get rid of this artificial numbering I've added in, and I'm going to put in my some code-generated numbering. So the first kind of list I'm going to make is called an ordered list. So the tag is going to be OL, standing for ordered list, right? And then at the end here, I'm going to put in a slash OL and save that. Now, this alone has not actually done anything, and I'll show you what it looks like. It sort of separated it. That's nice, but then these aren't themselves separated. So, how do we separate those things? So the deal is that each item in your list needs to have its own tag to indicate that it is a separate list item, and that's what the tag is called, list item, or LI. So I'm going to put in slash LI, and then it's easy to copy and paste these. Actually, I'm going to copy and paste, and put in the slash, copy and paste, put in the slash. And it's really important to be double checking to make sure you closed your links. When you click on the close link, if you've done it correctly, then it will do this purple highlighting stuff. So that's pretty key to double check as you go along. I'm gonna talk about some common errors at the end of this, but this is the story so far. Hey, now we put in our list item tags. How's it looking out there? Wow, it's numbered it all on its own. 1, 2, 3. And that way, if we change the order of these things, if I'm like, you know what, I'm not feeling so great today, strong coffee is now my #1 thing I like. If I was to paste it up to the top, then, and I go back and refresh it, it renumbers it for me. I don't have to manually number the thing, so that's kind of nice. Hey, here's a cool thing about Notepad++. If you hold down Control Shift and then press arrow keys like up and down, you can shift text around. So a whole line of text will float around. I'm gonna press Control Shift and go up. Whoa, strong coffee's flying around. Go down. It's just kind of moving it around inside, which is kind of cool. And notice, like this paragraph, for example, is technically all one line. So I can move this paragraph up and down and put it wherever I like. So Control Shift Control Shift arrows is the way you accomplish that. Notepad++ has a bunch of really handy little tricks that will help you out as we go, and we'll explore those in more detail. I thought I'd just mention that one. Alright, so we're going to do the last few things here. We need a 3 things we don't like. Again, I'm going to make that a header. I'll put it at H3. That's old news to you guys now. And this time, instead of making an ordered list with numbers, I'm going to make an unordered list. Check out that UL tag, right? Unordered list. Makes sense, I guess. And then I'm going to do the same thing and do the list item stuff. Oops. I'll put in LI. So, open tag, close tag. Right? Open tag, close tag. Open tag, close tag. So, UL, again, means unordered list, so these will each be preceded by a bullet point instead of the numbers. So again, save it, and go over to my web browser, refresh. I'm refreshing by pressing F5, by the way. I don't know if you have any other way to refresh, it's fine. And hey, here we go, 3 things I don't like, and we got bullet points in front. You might be thinking, I'm spending a lot of time with lists, and you're like, how many lists are we going to have? So just so you know, lists actually are used for many things in web design that aren't actually about lists. So for example, if we go to the school web page, I don't know the school web page off the top of my head actually because it's such a weird URL, but if I type in the old URL, we'll get there. Wow, here we go. Hey, this like drop down list where you have the mouse kind of go over these different options. In HTML, this is all lists inside, and you'd use a list tag to make this kind of thing happen with some additional code on top of it. So lists are actually really handy for doing some advanced things that we'll need to know for later. Okay, we got 2 more things. Here we go. These are exciting, actually. I'm doing a picture and a link, and I think I'll even throw in how to embed YouTube videos because, hey, why not? You know, if you got things, time to make these things happen, that'd be great. So actually, I didn't do my homework. I didn't get my picture downloaded. Do I have a random picture here? I do not. So I guess I'll go download a random picture. Usually I would ask you guys for something random, but I'm gonna pick. Oh gosh, I have no idea what to search for. Cat. So obviously it should have been a cute cat from the beginning. Why did I not think of this? Cat, cute cat specifically. Let's just go in. Oh my gosh, that cat is so fat. He's so fat. Yes. I want that cat. There we go. Save the image. This is important. You have to make sure you save your picture. I'm going to call it fatcat.jpg. You have to save the picture where your HTML file is. And I'm being rather foolish. I'm putting my all my stuff on my desktop. So you guys should have all this in a folder in your My Documents folder. So there's where mine is. And they have to be sort of, you know, in the same place. In the desktop is acceptable for now, but preferably it would be in a folder somewhere in your My Documents folder. I think I said that twice now. But you know why? It's important. It's really important if you don't do this. I'm tempted to say it a 3rd time, but you know, just rewind, watch this like last 30 seconds, like many times over until you have made that folder. It's so important. Okay, so this is so good. All right, so we're gonna put that. We don't want picture. We don't want the word picture there. We want the picture of the cat. So we're not gonna be loading the picture into this document. By the way, this document can only contain text. So we need to have a text that will, or a tag, I should say, that will indicate which picture we want to show at this place. So I'm gonna make the IMG tag. Hey, IMG. This is the first tag that we'll see that has no close tag. We're not, like the list tag kind of surrounds some text to make it a list item. The H3 tag surrounds some text to make it a header, size 3. Image, we don't need to surround any text, right? We just need to, blah, here, we're going to put an image here, so it doesn't have a close tag. But what we are missing is it doesn't know what image we want. It says IMG, but which image? So we're going to see for the first time that tags can have something called an attribute. So look carefully here where my mouse cursor is. You see where it is? See, I'm playing around with it. Inside, just before the close tag, you can press space and type in what are called attributes, which are additional information for the tag. And this one's going to be called src. If you've done it correctly, then it will turn red. And I'm going to say equals, and then in quotations, fact. Cat. I'm thinking of cat facts. What you do is you put the name of the file in quotations. It's very, very specific. It's quite annoyingly so, but it's a computer. It needs things to be spelled out very carefully for it. So you do need to put fatcat.jpg or whatever the file is called. Yours might not be .jpg, by the way, so that's going to be a bit tricky for you to figure out. But it does have to be in double quotes, and you do have to say src equals, and it's all got to be in the right place, so right before the the closing angle bracket. And if you've done it right, and you save it, and you go back to the web browser and refresh it, you'll get your cat picture to show up in your web page, and that is a pretty amazing picture there. So that's exciting. This is sort of the first pretty thing we've done with our website. So great. Okay, the last thing we're going to do is going to be making a link. So actually, I would like to make a word, make a short little paragraph here to say, here is a cool link that will teach you about StarCraft. So, /P, there's my paragraph. And what I want to do is I want to turn the words cool link into an actual link that will take me to, I guess I was gonna do Team Liquid, but apparently I changed it to Smashing Magazine. Anyway, I'm gonna put it back to Team Liquid because Smashing Magazine will teach you nothing about StarCraft. It will teach you lots about web design though, so check out Smashing Magazine. We'll talk about that later. But here we go. We're gonna change this bit of text inside of the paragraph into a link. So here we go. We're going to do the A tag. Obviously, links will be the A tag. Quick story about what the A tag that makes links. Back when HTML was being invented and the internet, nobody knew about the World Wide Web and all this kind of stuff, people came up with all sorts of words for what links would be called. And, the first one was anchor. There was going to be an anchor. You clicked on an anchor to take you to a website, and then that didn't really take off. Apparently, hyperlink became popular. Hey, can you send me that cool hyperlink that will send me to my 1990s page about large coffee cups and music with people who have dirty hair? This is sort of the way people talked about things. So that that didn't really stick around either. Hyperlink got shortened to link, because what's so hyper about these things anyways is they became pretty common. So we have to deal with this sort of legacy language, and just remember that the A stands for anchor, and that's what links were called originally. So there we go. So the A tag, again, it's not that great because the A tag itself is great, but the A tag doesn't give a lot of information. it says that this word here that's surrounded by a tag should become a link, but where is it going to link to? So, can you guess what we're going to do? Oh yeah, that's right, we're going to put in an attribute. That attribute will give additional information to a tag so that it can function properly. So it's not the same as IMG. It's a little bit different. This one's called the href attribute. So href, the story behind href is it stands for HTML reference, or perhaps hyperlink reference. I'm not actually sure. Someone could Google that for me. But I'm going to say href equals. So notice it's sort of the same pattern, right? And then in quotations, I'll paste my link. And it awkwardly has put it on separate lines. I'm just going to put it down here so it all sort of formats reasonably well, so you can read this. So it's the A tag. Here's my attribute, href equals, and again in double quotes, I've put the actual address for the link. And you do have to put in the full address for this to work flawlessly. So the whole http://www dot etc. dot whatever the domain is, and then that will turn into a cool link. I will save this and refresh it, and here it is, cool link. Click on that. Go to teamliquid.net. There it is. So good. Learn about StarCraft. The Liquipedia will tell you so much. They got other kind of boring games too, like League of Legends, and I'm just kidding. That's a very fun game. Okay, so anyways, here we go. We are finally going to put in a YouTube video. So I'm going to go to YouTube, and I'm going to search up a video, I think. There again. There we go. Yeah. It's taking some time. Oh gosh. Come on, YouTube. I'm connected to the internet. So, yeah. Well, maybe we're not going to show you how to embed a YouTube video. I don't know. I'm pretty sure I'm connected to the internet. Oh well, that's fine. This is probably enough for today. So, obviously the things that I've done here are specific to our webpage, and you guys should go to do all these things to your own content that you wrote. And I just want to leave us with one last thing, and that is our websites are ugly. It's true. Like, I'm not gonna lie. This is. Oh, hey, we got YouTube. Oh gosh. Well, we're gonna save it for another day. Objectively speaking, our websites are ugly. I mean, this is not a beautiful webpage. No matter what anybody or my mom tells me, this is not pretty. It is bad, and we need to learn how to make pretty websites. But don't worry, that's all going to come later on. This is the beginnings of our our journey into HTML, and pretty soon we'll be learning how to add fonts and colors and font sizes and background pictures and formatting for size of the website and all that kind of stuff. So that's all coming up. Okay. Anyways, thanks everybody for listening. I hope you have a great day, and I hope you're successful with this. If you do have any problems, try asking the people around you for help. Our wonderful EOC who is in to teach your class might not have any experience with web design, so be really nice to them. You could try asking them. They might know something. They might know more than me. Maybe they're an expert. Maybe they're a web designer who's just like, hey, I'd like to teach. And that would be cool if that's the case too. So, anyways, thanks so much. I'm going to close the video now. Bye, everybody.